DreAllDay.com.
What's going on, everybody? Dre Baldwin, DreAllDay.com. Sweet's motivation is about working on the causes instead of working on symptoms. And this is an analogy that I heard from Jack Canfield, the guy who wrote the Chicken Soup for the Soul books. He used a real simple analogy. Let's say you had a printer, or you went to a print shop and you printed something out. You wrote something up on your computer or your email, whatever. You printed it out on a piece of paper, and there's a mistake there. There's something wrong with what printed out. It doesn't come out the way that you want it. What are you going to do with that? You're not going to go grab an eraser from a pencil and start erasing all over the page and try to make that error correct. Because if you do that, you use an eraser and erase all over it, whatever's messed up. Let's say you can erase that printed ink off the page if you scrub hard enough, and then you print that out again. What's going to happen? You're still going to have the exact same error on the page over again. And if you erase it again and print it out again, you're still going to have the exact same error over and over and over again, right? All of you understand that. If you want to fix what's getting printed out of the printer, how are you going to fix that? You got to go back to the actual email or the text document or the Word document, whatever it is you were printing out, or the PDF, whatever it is, and you had to make the change right there on the computer. So when you print it out, it comes out the right way. All of you understand that. So what does that have to do with you? What does that have to do with the results that you're getting in whatever you're working on right now? It means this: if you don't like the result that you're getting, it's not the result that you had to keep working on. It's not the fact that you're not, let's say if you play basketball, you play a sport, and every time you go try out for the basketball team, or you try out for a team, or you go play in a game against people you don't know, or you playing a big stakes game with a lot of people watching, or you go play pickup with dudes you never met before, and you're not performing well. These are the type of things that I hear about all the time from players. If that's the result that you're getting, it's not the result that you need to keep working on. That's the printed page. That means everything you put into the printer, into the computer, then you print it out, that game, that practice, that tryout, that pickup run with dudes you don't know, that's the printed page. You don't go grab an eraser and start working on that. Because if that's the result, that means something is going in. Something is going into the computer before you push print is what the problem is. Because when you fix that, then the printed page, the result, is going to be a different result. So for all of you out there, if you're not getting the result that you want in whatever it is you're performing, don't go work on that. So you got to go back into the computer. All right, how am I preparing for this game? What's my mindset going into the game? What am I doing in the weeks leading up to tryouts to get ready? What am I not doing when it comes to my practice, working on my skills, getting ready for the game situation? Am I preparing myself by thinking about the situations that I'm getting into in the game, in the printed page? What are the situations that are happening out there, and how can I start practicing for those specific situations? So I'm not just practicing random things that I think might happen, but I'm looking at the result and I'm saying, okay, this is what's happening in the game. How can I practice on those things so I actually get better at it? That's the difference between working on the printed page and working on the actual document. You got to work on the document. You got to go into the Word document. You got to go into your email, fix what's wrong in there so that when you print out the result, you get the result that you want. Too often people focus on the result and they say, okay, I got to fix this result. People come to me and say, Dre, why am I not playing good when I play against people that I don't know? Why don't I play good when it's time for tryouts? Why don't I play good when I'm playing against dudes who are bigger than me and stronger than me? Or they'll say, oh, why do I always freeze up when I got to speak in front of an audience? Or why do I mess up every time it's time for me to give a sales presentation, even though I know the product inside and outside? Why do I always get nervous when it's time for me to talk to a girl, even though I know exactly what I want to say and I feel confident before I walk up to her? Why is this result not happening the way I want it to happen? The problem is you are focusing on the result when the actual issue is everything that's going in before the result gets printed out. So focus on the inputs and not on the outputs. And when you fix the inputs, the output's going to change. You change the inputs, the output's going to be different. If all you focus on is the output, and all you keep focusing on is, all right, here's the output, how do I change this, how do I change this? You keep working on the output, you're going to keep putting the same inputs in. And you're going to keep getting the exact same result over and over and over again. And a lot of you know exactly what I'm talking about. When you're having a result that you don't want, it keeps happening over and over again. But because you're focusing on the output, nothing's changing for the input, and you keep getting that same result that you don't want. So focus on the inputs. What's going on behind the scenes before I push print that's leading to this bad output? Fix those, and this is going to change. Work on your game. Dre all day. toughness.com. Thanks for checking out this video. Make sure you follow all my top content up here. Follow me on all your favorite social networks right over here. And make sure you are subscribed to catch all the new content I put on this channel every single day. Work on your game.